Today we're going to look at a Glock 26. This is a 4th generation Glock. This is the concealed carry subcompact version. See, it's empty and loaded. It has a magazine release. It's sort of a squarish looking one. The controls are not ambidextrous, so they're only on one side, which is run by your thumb. To disassemble this, on each side there's two little metal tabs and a slot. Pull the slide back just a hair. At the same time, pull those two down and let it go back forward. Pull the trigger and then slide the slide forward, and it slides right off. You have a captive spring. You have your barrel, which runs on pretty much the tilting barrel design. Now when this is assembled, you see there's a little tiny slot right here, and that slot is what this piece here clips into, and that's your takedown piece. Pull the two things down, and they're just attached to the side. That slides it down, allows the barrel to come off, and a normal operation keeps the barrel from coming off. On the slide you have your extractor, and the only other two major things are there's a button here and then your striker. Now the way this works is whenever the gun goes into battery, a sear catches this and pulls it back, and that's under spring tension. When you fire, the trigger, pulling the trigger drops that sear, lets that fly forward, and there's another piece that I'll show in a second that presses this in, and that allows your striker and firing pin to pop out and actually strike and fire the gun. And without that piece being pressed up, it blocks it. That way if you drop it, it won't drop fire. Now on the frame, this piece is the part that presses that button in. The way this works is when the firearm's cocked, that piece is not in contact with that button, but when you pull the trigger, it moves back and presses it up while it drops this piece back here, drops down, and that allows that sear to move forward and actually fire the gun. You can see there. All this is controlled by the little spring right there. Now the safety mechanism is right here, and it has a little wedge that comes down and hits the frame, part of the frame right back here. When this is in battery, the trigger is pushed forward just a hair, so that when you press the trigger, that piece moves up out of the way, and that allows the trigger to be pulled. Otherwise it catches, and the trigger itself can't be pulled until that piece is out of the way. That's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple design. There's not a whole lot to it. They designed it to be as simple as they could, I think, and still maintain safety features. Reassembly is pretty simple. First put your barrel back in, then your main spring. I want to make sure it's on the front, and so that you got a gap. You don't want it sitting right here. You want it fully in. And then put the frame back on the slide, pull back. As you see, this gun didn't go completely into battery. That's completely ready to go. Usually you have to fire a firearm 500 rounds or so before it's broken in. This one's never been oiled. It's been shot maybe 50 times. So that's just a little hang up. Normally though, if you're shooting it, it's got more force like that, so that's not going to be an issue. But that's pretty much it.